Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. It's really nice getting to see each and everyone today. Of course, this is the AWS Cloud Security User Group, and we are here to educate you as much as we can and also provide you with, discussions on relevant topics, on situations which we have happening on AWS. All right, so today is one of those very interesting sessions, as you all know, and we'll be talking about setting up, your S3 bucket and how to go about it. And funny enough, today we are having also one of our leaders in the user group who has been training us, educating us on some of these developments in AWS. And today he's going to be here again to take us through this training. So I want you to stay tuned, grab a pen and paper, pay attention because of course, we are going to be having a quiz at the end of the session. And of course, we're going to be having three people go home with of course, our AWS vouchers. So please pay attention and, be willing to learn, grab what you can grab. And of course, if you haven't followed our social media pages, please go ahead right now, check out our LinkedIn page, our meetup page, so that you get updated with all the programs and plans we have for you throughout this training series. At this moment in time, I would just like to welcome our speaker for today. He's none other than Imo Etuk. Hello, Imo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, promise. Thank you
That's
for the
nice.
introduction. Yeah.
That's nice. That's
Uh,
nice. That's nice. So, of course, I know you have a wonderful topic for us today, and we are very excited and we are here happy to learn. So, please, the screen is all yours while we wait and be expecting to learn as much as you can.
all right,
All right.
promise.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you so
Imo.
much. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Hello, guys. I would say thank you very much for joining us once again. Today marks the fifth day of our since the starting of this study series, and it's been great all these days. And I believe you have learned a lot. So today we are going to be looking at setting up cross-region replication on S3 buckets. Now, cross-region replication is what is very necessary when mostly when you are talking about data for a failover purpose to prevent a kind of maybe a regional disaster that could render you helpless. So the agenda we have today, go to S3, of course, is what we are already familiar with. S3 object storage service or whatever. If you are, I see that is very familiar to services on AWS. So a few things we are going to be looking at before we jump into the demo section would be we look at the overview of S3. We're going to look at the storage classes. We're going to be looking at the core of what S3 security, which is one of the basic things you need to know, and also S3 bucket policies, then S3 bucket policy principles, and understanding replication, which is one of the, my voice is not clear. All right, let me try and see. Please, is my voice clear now? Can you hear me clearly?
I can
Is
hear
my
you
mic?
clearly, Imo. I can
Okay,
hear you
someone,
clearly. You can
someone
proceed.
not to just reported I can hear me clearly. So
All right.
we have the we'll do a little hands-on demo section where you have to get exposed to the console and see how to set this up. So we move down to what S3 storage, S3 in itself is. We understand S3 as a scalable, uh, a kind of a scalable storage solution that provides you with infinitely scalable, highly durable object storage in the AWS cloud. When what does it do really? Of course, you can use S3 to store. object in resources called buckets. S3 is service, while the thing actually holding your data is called buckets. Now, you can set up bucket up to 5 terabyte in size, but there are not total limit to the number of objects stored. You cannot, there's no total limit. You can store as many objects as you can, and many object size as you can, up to 900 terabyte and all that. So it is also designed to provide 999 11 nines durability and up to 4 nines availability. It therefore means that with S3, you don't need to worry about downtime and all that. It offers at multiple tiers of pricing based on the frequency and based on the frequency the object you are needed and the speed at which they are required to be retrieved. That will come in when we look at the S3 storage classes. So now moving down to the next slide, we have S3 storage classes. Now S3 storage classes is what really important that we understand as you have classes in different about 7 storage classes now. I think it was actually 6 before, but AWS with their constant improvement and innovation has increased it to 7. So we have the S3 intelligent tiering. Uh, 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 as written on the screen, we have S3 currently provides a range of storage classes offerings to fit your customers the AWS customer needs. Each storage class is purpose built for varying access pattern at corresponding costs. Most time, like the general one that we usually use by default is S3 standard. So when you need something different, maybe you now use the lifecycle management to move your data to a different like a different storage class, like S3 intelligent sharing, which gives you access to various storage pattern in terms of when you want to access it. Then also we have the S3 standard, as I said, is the active one. Is the data that are actively accessed, frequently accessed, should be stored on S3 standard. Now you can retrieve this data in milliseconds. Then we have S3 standard infrequent access. Infre- this one uses to store infrequently accessed data. It provides you with milliseconds access retrieval. Fee Retrieval fee is per gigabyte. You pay per gigabyte of each data you retrieve. Minimum storage duration and also minimum object size. Now we have S3 Glacier. Now S3 Glacier is what you use to archive data, and in minutes and hours retrieval fee is per gigabyte. Minimum storage, it provides you with minimum storage duration and also object this object storage size as well. Object size as well. Then we have the S3 Glacier Deep Archive. This is for long-term storage solution. If you want to store your data for S3 Glacier, you can use it to store data for 90 days. Then when you want that data to be moved to a place where it took you about 1 year to retrieve it, you move it to about 180 days using the S3 Glacier Deep Archive. Now, this one provided with long-term archive data. Select hours. You have the liberty to select hours of retrieval based on your business need or your personal needs. Retrieval fee, of course, is also charged per gigabyte. Then minimum storage. Sorry. Then minimum storage is also what you need to understand that it provide you with the object size as well. So we have S3 one zone, infrequent access. Now these are like a repeatable storage of class. Data can be retrieved in milliseconds as well, and you can also use it to do a lot of things. Let me Now, when you want to retrieve, maybe you want to store data for a kind of less infrequent access data, you can also use one zone. That means your data in one zone, a storage class, will be stored in one region, in one availability zone per se. Now you can only use S31 zone infrequent access if your data, maybe if you do not really need to access the data like that, or maybe I think is really what you need to consider before using it, because it also have it also have to what around what you really want to do achieve with your with S3. So having said that, okay, S3 also provide the S3 outpost. S3 outpost, you can actually order an on-premises device and set up S3 connection on your on-premises. That when S3 outpost comes in, and now when you want to, the thing is that S3 AWS will send you the device. In fact, they will come and set it up for you and link up with the S3 bucket that you have on your cloud environment, and that will be able to store data from S3 to your on premises. So now we move down to another thing that we need to talk about. It's about the security option, which is very important. By default, data is secured in S3. Any data stored in S3 is secured. So you can use access control with IAM and bucket policies to control access. And you can also have use bucket in S3 access point to also control access. Now we also have the S3 block public access as a way of also preventing unnecessary access to your S3 bucket. Now we also have IAM access analyzer, which also help you to analyze all the IAM access that have been trying to access your S3. Now, by default, data is encrypted in S3. You can use server-side S3 encryption. You can also use the maybe server-side KMS encryption, depending on what you want to achieve. So we also have another one which has to do with the bucket policies. Bucket policies, a bucket policy that allows this sample of policy that is written here actually allows the principal. This principal is the IAM user who access to read and write to the bucket. The name of the bucket is sample bucket dash study series. So principal in this bucket policy actually define which person is authorized to do a lot of things to put object to get object or to manage this particular um, bucket. So this is how it is defined. Take note of your the effect here is allowed. The action is that the person will be able to upload objects to the S3 bucket and also retrieve objects to the S3 bucket from the S3 bucket. So this is what this bucket policy covers. So we also have we move down to S3 bucket policy principles. And principle, like I said, define what can be kind of who and what can be a principal in S3 bucket policy. Then the valid principles are listed as someone who is a root user, AWS account root user, then IAM user as well. And there are protocol federated users, which you can use web identity or server federation to authenticate your access. You also have IAM roles when you want to grant role for maybe another service on S3 on AWS cloud to actually access something on your S3 bucket. Then assume role sections. These are time bound role sections that are either you are assigned to your EC2 instance or any of the services that you know. Then we also have other AWS services can also grant. Then anonymous user, which is not recommended for your own a kind of safety. It's not recommended to use anonymous user. So we move down to there's a new feature added to S3 bucket, and that new feature is called S3 transfer acceleration. and and this one provides you with a faster long distance history of loads and downloads. And what does it really do? It's S3 is abbreviated as S3 tier. It reduces the variability in internet routing, maybe congestion and all that. When you are transferring data from a long distance, it helps to shorten that distance with speed. Look at from the diagram we have there. We have a guy, someone in India, London, Australia. So what S3 accelerator does will be to fast forward bridge the distance. No matter how long the distance is, the S3 accelerator will help you to improve the transfer and performance by routing traffic through Amazon CloudFront globally distributed edge locations and over AWS backbone network at times. So key point is that when we in your and a lot of us are preparing for exam, you can see something that talks about when you want to reduce network latency, network variability, or by shortening physical distance between your apps and AWS. Any question that speaks about this is actually referring to S3 transfer acceleration. So it's one of the components of S3 that you need to also understand. So now we move down to the what we are going to even talk about today. We understanding the replication in S3. Now, data replication in S3 refers to the process of copying data from an S3 bucket of your choice to another bucket in an automatic manner. You don't need to be there without affecting other operations. You don't even need to be there. Once you create either you are using IMU or want to manually copy it, it's done. Because the data will automatically replicate maybe to the East US one or US West 2 region and all that. With S3 replication in place, you can replicate data across buckets either in the same or in a different region, known as cross-region replication, which is what we are going to look at today. So S3, Amazon S3 can also help you to further maintain the metadata, even when data is being translated from one region to another. All the metadata of the original bucket remains. Now, why do you need to either enable the cross-region replication in S3 for S3? It's number one, it will help you to reduce latency of retrieving the data. Maybe if you can replicate data to a region that is closer to your users, and they can actually easily also retrieve it. And also, you can also it will help you also to implement a disaster recovery plan for your AWS for your data. Like I said, if you have all the data in one region, what if there's a disaster and you lost all your data? But if you replicate your data to another region, you'll be able to have something remain for you. So the future lets you replicate object into other AWS regions, including either the data and like I said, the tax that was it could be inter-region or different S3 buckets and all that. But the most advisable one, though, depending on your business needs, the one I would recommend is cross-region, going to another region. Although you're going to be charged, I don't think it's free. So now we'll move down to another one, which is the demo section. We do not have, there's no need to talk too much about this. S3 bucket is what we already know. In fact, everybody uses S3 bucket on a daily basis. So we move down to the demo section straight up, and that would be in our console. You can, mind you, you can as well use AWS CLI to create bucket and to also set up cross-region application on AWS. So now let me bring up the console. Now this is the console that we are in. What we are going to simply do would be to create a bucket, and of course we know that creating a bucket from the console is very easy, and even when using the CLI command, which is AWS S3 NB, then the bucket URL, and which is the bucket you will define the name. And by so doing, you press enter, and that will work, make the bucket for you. Then you can copy data and can do a lot of things. I believe we are all with our laptop and all that. So I will create a bucket now, and this bucket, mind you, is created. Let me see. I forgot to mention something. S3 is a global resources by name, globally unique by name, but it's actually a regional services on the database level. So now we have the region that is the US is one. By default, when you are creating your S3 bucket, it goes into the first AWS region, which is US is one. That's one thing you need to also understand. So we have the bucket name to be sample bucket. Okay, sample bucket for the series. And we have the move down to, you can actually copy setting from existing buckets. We will enable this bucket ACL, which is recommended access control list. Now after that, the bucket will be created. Now you can choose to block public access. Later on, you go and set up your IMM policy to actually do that. Which versioning will be what I think we're going to talk about tomorrow. You can enable versioning. Versioning will help you to copy data and kind of have it, even if when you delete data or objects from your S3 bucket, it will still remain for you. It's another best way of saving this thing. So I'll be using S3 manage keys. This AWS key management service, KMS, is actually a regional key. You cannot be duplicated to another region. So we just go ahead and create it. You can do other setting later. Now we have this bucket created. What we are going to do now is to configure the IAM user to be able to use the bucket. Okay, now the IAM user would be, let's go to IAM dashboard. And this person now would be someone that will have access to S3 buckets. So I'm going to drop the person on the group by default. I have a group called S3 system. I will name this one S3 user 2 or O1. All depends. I can say let me provide the console access. Sorry, what we need to create is actually role, not you. We need to create the role that will be assumed that the to access data from S to replicate data from the S3 without you. So role is here. Now we go to create role. AWS services is what we have to select, and the services is in this case will be S3. And search it and pick S3. Now what do they need to have? We select S3. S3 full access. Now we move down to another one at the next step. Now what we are looking for is S3 or Amazon S3 full access. We have it here. We select this policy name and then click on create. Now the role name will be what we want to achieve is cross-region replication. Now this role will allow S3 bucket to call S3 services on your behalf. Now we have the policy statement here, which is here in, and the action is assume role. The service is assume role here. So what we need to do is just to go ahead. They need to add tag, just press it. Now we have created the role. Now we are going to go back to our S3 bucket. We have- and set up some S3 permissions, IAM permission and all that there under the permission tab of our S3 bucket. So we will have the bucket to be this bucket here, sample bucket. So we go to permission. Now we need to edit the block public access. That is the bucket policy setting. We need to edit the bucket policy. So we edit it here. And now we have the bucket policy is now attached. So what we need to do is to add a statement using the policy generator, what they call generator, and let's see. Oh, sorry, this is not what you have. Now we can actually open a new browser, maybe get the policy generator on AWS. You can actually create AWS cross-region access data policy without having to go through all this. You can manually do that and to see work. Now policy generator is here. We want to select the service type. The service type is S3 bucket policy. The effect is allowed. The effect is allowed. Now the principal will be the ARM of the S3 bucket here. Copy that and paste in this place. So the action, under action, we'll select what action do you want this thing to do. We want action that at least they'll be able to put up get object, put object and delete object. Now we can actually do this is delete object. Now we go to get object. Okay, get object, and another one would be to put object which is under P. Put object. Now we have three actions selected. Now the ARM resource name will be my S3 bucket, which is also this. Move it to this place. So now you add the statement. Now these are the conditions that we have here. Now you will generate it just to generate the policy. Now we have generated this policy. Now what we need to do is to copy it, take it down to this place, and paste it. Yes, okay, bring it over. So the save changes, I'm seeing error here. API responding valid principle, then okay, let me check something again in the key. The principle is here. Copy, go to action would be delete object and delete, delete object is here. And also get object and put object. Apologies that okay. So we have the three actions. RM should follow the following format. Now here in the bucket, we are going to remove some of the things. I think that was why the error comes in. So the ID is you should follow bucket name, which is okay. Bucket name is supposed to be there. Then the key name, that is okay. Yeah. Okay. Now we add a statement. Can clear this off. The RM, let me check something again. Under the bucket metadata page, permission, sample bucket submission. So we have bucket to be the name. Yeah. We also have the same thing. Store and Amazon RM would be what is the bucket? I do let me check that. Okay, let me put that here. I think it's supposed to go because I'm copying the old faster. And bucket permission would be under the public access edit policy. It's still giving error response. So another one that we need to do, if this way is not working, that should be troubleshoot later. So we have created one bucket to be in the East US region. So what we need to do is to go to another, is to go out of this place to the AWS console. I mean the US is one. So I will go to another maybe US is two region and do and create another bucket. Now I have this other bucket I want to create in this region. So I will call this one, I will call it because region replication. And is in the US is two region. And bucket already exists. Okay, let me use something else. Now I will go back to this is the region that this one is. This bucket is in the US is two, and this one is in the yes. I will upload a data into the let me see make a notepad like I can just create the text file and upload it there. I'll just try this is my graduation. This one I will save it. So now I will just upload it to one of the buckets. It could be this one. Upload the file. At first, we are going to folder and close. Okay, yes, this is the data. So now I have this data here, and the destination is in the bucket. So I will upload it. Now we have successfully uploaded the bucket into the data into the first bucket, which is this one. So now this first bucket is where we are going to configure the cross region replication. Now bucket versioning, cross region, go to management, get the life cycle. Now replication rule is if you want to create one, just go to create. You must enable versioning. That's another thing I forgot to say. Versioning is automatically enabled. And versioning when enabled like this is only you can only suspend it. And this one is my application replicated data. So I will just do status should be enabled by default. Now the source bucket is this one here and it's in the East US region. Now destination bucket, you specify the bucket that you have created already. Choose a bucket in this account. This is if you have another AWS account with the ID that you need to specify the bucket ID. You can go through here. We are going to browse the bucket that we have here, which is this one. I'm going to select. Now I've selected the bucket. I can choose from IAM user. If I had created the IAM role, it will pick this one. But it's reporting error, so because I have to enable replication and bucket versioning on both the source and the destination bucket. So now I'll just ignore this one. There's no role that I created. Now replicate object encrypted with AWS KMS. That is if you have encrypted your data, your object with that. Now destination storage class, you can change the storage class by going to you want this data to be duplicated as maybe from standard to standard infrequent access. You can see the text 30 days duration, 30 days, then you move down to glacial instant retrieval after 90 days and also to 90 days in the glacier flexible retrieval, then it will move down to 180 days, which is like over like 6 months data. But here, if you are not going to change the storage class, now replicate time control. This is depending on what you need. You might need not to do that. Let's see. Add additional scope to this role. Okay, limit the scope of this. Apply to all the objects in the bucket. I don't need to limit it. I need all the objects that goes into the bucket Okay, I can actually create a new role here. Since I've enabled that, I can actually say, okay, let me create a new role, which is S3, Amazon S3, S3 application role for, no, it's not. Enter a role name. Let me just create a role name. Replication role. Format is actually, let me, I'm going to learn more to get more information on that. So I believe you are following me. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Likely unavailable to be chat. Oh, there is a chat there. I think it's an oversight. I'm just concerned about when the chat will be seen. Okay. Promise, can you bring the chat to my attention? Is there any chat there?
Yeah, hello, Imo. I
Okay.
think it was Zachariah who was pointing out that okay, so Ojo Williams was saying something where he thought that the principal would be the I am role. It was
Okay.
I guess it was just like a suggestion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let me go to the IM role that was created before. Let me get to the console. Well, I'm always on. So the role that was created is actually here. Sometimes you can, sometimes it does not require roles. I know I've set up something like this that does not require role. Let me see the role I just created today. I can, what did I type to it? Was it provision? Okay. Now open this role. Okay. I will take this one and put in this place. Okay, let me say, select, choose a role from this account. I already created it, so let's choose it. So duplicate object encrypted with AWS KMS. So we have that. Let's save this setting. Now, what did they say? It said replicate existing objects. No, do not replicate existing objects. Yes, this is what you can check if you want to replicate existing object as well. So um, now we have the replication set up and the destination is in the other bucket. Let's see the bucket and see what happens. So we have this region replication here. Now the bucket, the data is supposed to replicate. Let's allow a little bit because there's a data here already. Now you said the bucket policies where we need to make changes. Okay, let's go to the main bucket is this one, and the bucket policy is under permission. Now the bucket policy is this. We need to go back and create that particular since this is known now. So we go back here under the principal is the this one. Action will be to delete object. get get object and put object and put object is coming. Okay. So we have three attributes. So now let me put this this guy here as the ARM here. Let's see. The source field is invalid. You must enter a valid ARM. Okay. Or if this is not okay, I will make the no. It's not permit. It's not advisable to make the bucket public access open. This is supposed to go through because this is the end of the bucket. Then the principal is actually use the command to separate the value. Principal is good. Okay. Then we can actually say, okay, let me check for
So
the principal.
Imo,
Yeah.
Zechariah was suggested, or she made a comment that the resource and the principal had been switched accidentally.
Oh, okay. At the policy generator,
I'm guessing so as well.
and the principal would be
So
would
Ojo is
be
suggesting that the principal should be the I am role, and then the resource should be the bucket.
okay. That makes sense. That means okay. So let's have the IN here. Okay,
The
so
role,
right, it's right.
and
It's
then the
actually what
source. Yeah, the source, the bucket. The resource then becomes the bucket.
okay. Principal. Okay, let me remove this. I've already created one before. So I'll generate the policy and take it to this destination bucket. And it's still throwing the unknown error. Action does not apply to any resource in the statement. Okay. Um, now let's check out something first. Let me check the bucket page.
So Yewande is saying that you can check the policy examples to confirm.
Okay, I will check that. So we have this quadrigen, no object has been replicated. So let's say S3 object, S3 policy statement. Let's see, we have this.
Okay, Imo, I don't know if you could use about 1 or 2 minutes to just give a roundup, maybe a little summary of what you've done so far, because time is fast spent and we haven't done the quiz yet.
Okay, so okay, I will. I am yes. The principal is actually the IM user, which is the root here, and the IM role which I created here. So what we need to do on your own, because of our time, just go to the replication is when you create a bucket in different regions, set up the policy for allowed, or you can actually enable the public access on this bucket. Let's say you want to as like this bucket now, the source bucket, which is this one. If you enable under permission, if you enable the public access, let me see the data supposed to replicate. Okay, so when you try to fix the API, I wonder the error that is reporting. So that will be fixed some other time. So what we need to do is to create the bucket in both region, different region. If you want to do a cross region, I want to do in region, maybe region from one region from to the same region, replicating the data between a bucket in the same region. So just for you to create the both buckets, whether in then upload data into one, files into one, then create the replication within the management tab of your S3 bucket of the maybe on the source bucket, then you should be able to have the data replicate. So apologies that we could not get the data replication right due to the policy.
No worries,
So okay,
Imo.
okay, okay.
I
So
think
we
we
move down
I
to
think we had a good following from Zakaria, Noble, Yewande, Ojo Williams. I could really see that they were paying a lot of attention and they were following. And they've also suggested that they would love to
let
see how
me.
this works out. And
Okay,
they're suggesting if you could record a video and upload and share on our page so that they could see how all of this works out. So I mean, I think that would actually be a good idea since we are really out of time at this
yeah.
moment. But
So okay,
once
from
again, I want to
as
say,
apologies. I want to come in. I have an article that explains this. So I
okay,
just pasted the link now, so you can go
okay,
there and get it done. I've
okay,
done it here and it works. So you can go
all
to the
right.
place and get it done. Thank you.
All right, sounds very great. So Zachariah Ojo, um, Yewande. I mean, you have a wonderful sample to follow through now. So please take some time, go to the link, review how he has done it because I'm sure he would have also put in some what would I call it screenshots while he was doing the recording on that particular link. So, I mean, it's a great opportunity, guys. So, in order not to waste so much of our time, I would like us to go into the quiz session. I promise not to take so long of your time now. So, I mean, I believe we are all ready for this quiz session. I trust Zakaria. She's just waiting down, ready to grab as much as she can grab. But don't worry, career. We have competitors for you today, such as Joe Williams. We have Noble there. I can also see a Toyib as well. So please don't worry. You have a lot of competitors this evening. All right, guys. So please join me in the Kahoot session by going to kahoot.com, right? Going to kahoot.com and then putting in the game pin. I have just shared my screen right now. So I want you to go to kahoot.it. Yeah, that's the name of the site. The site name is kahoot.it, right? And then the pin is 652944. Yes, 652944. So, guys, go to kahoot.it and put in the pin 652944. So, hello, guys, this is the thing, right? I have been having a lot of competition from Zakaria, and I need somebody to do me a favor and give her some hard challenges today. I don't know who is going to be ready for that. Noble, are you the man for the job for today? Ojo Williams, can you do this for us? I can see Noble has, you know, logged in on the Kahoot, but I don't see Ojo Williams. Ojo Williams, which one are you? Yes, Yewande. Yewande, I'm giving you a big task today. You need to be able to ensure that Zachariah does not take this gold medal today. So that is the task you have. Noble. Yes, I can see you, Noble. Yes, I can see you. Um, I can see here one day, but I've not seen Ojo Williams. Looks like he has dropped off. Anyway, I am going to be specially monitoring this session today because, I mean, Zachariah cannot come again and do us 1-0. I believe that we have able bodied men and women in this house who are going to challenge Zachariah. So, guys, yeah, one day, are you going to do that for us today? Because, I mean, I'm looking forward to some wonderful action today. Oh, he said, okay, Zachariah is saying that Ojo Williams could be using another alias. Okay, true, true, true. You're right, you're right. So far, I have only seen about 7 people logged in. Looks like one more person just went off. So, in order not to wait so much time, I know we've taken so long. I'm going to be starting the quiz now so that we can all see who wins. Toyib, you're welcome. Yes, so I'm starting this right now. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Cross region multiplication using S3 buckets. I guess you guys are ready. Now S3 is what? Who is going to win this one? Who is going to win this one? Who is going to win this one? I have 47 seconds left. 3 answers are in. Who is going to win this one? Who will win this one? I'm really, really, really expectant to see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Wow, I got 7 people, hitting the answer right on the spot. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, well, I'm about to go over to the results page. There is a particular name I'm expecting to be on that list, but then I know very, very well that she's going to have a tough time this period. All right, so let's go on. Let's see who are the top 3 on this list. Wow, she didn't disappoint. Guys, what's going on? She has started for the day. Guys, are you going to do this to me this time around and let Zachariah win this again? Oh no. All right. Let's proceed. We just have the first question for the day. We still have some more to go. So let's see. I have Zachariah, Toyib, one day, A, and Lao. Okay, our top 5 contestants for the day. So I'll be watching these names closely to see who is going to win at the end of the day. All right, on the next one, how many classes of S3 storage do we have? Who is going to win this one? Who will win this one? Who is going to win this one? Man, it looks like I have just one answer in. What's going on? Is this tough? 5 answers in? Guys, 7 answers in. All right, all right, all right. 7 answers in. Looks like it's just 7. Oh, we have the 8th answer in already. All right. So let's gonna see who is gonna be topping this board. Is it going to be Zachariah who is going to be topping this board, or are we going to have Yewande coming to surprise us, or probably Nobu? Wow, 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 wow. I see that we just had about one, no, not one, 3 people actually got the answer, but let's see who these 3 people are. All right. Um, Wow, Yewande did us proud. Yewande, clap for yourself. Yewande, clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. You are doing us proud. But anyway, Zachariah doesn't take things like this lightly. I'm sure she has a comeback. But Toyib, A, and Lao, okay, I'm looking out for you guys. Maybe you guys will put in some, chips in the ice cream, and later on, by some little chance, get to top up and win the vouchers for today. But anyway, let's continue. The third question for the day. Let's see who wins this. Which S3 classes allow data to be instantly retrieved? Which S3 classes allow data to be instantly retrieved? Let's see how the answers keep rolling in. We have 3 already in. We have 4 in. Hmm. Yewande, will you continue to do us proud? Toyib, I noticed you there, and there's a Mr. A. Allow. Are you guys gonna do us proud? Who will do us proud? Who will do us proud? Who will do us proud? Seven answers in. Ah, maybe one more person. Looks like this one more person has is off the game. Oh, okay. No, not bad, not bad. Let's see who wins. Let's see who wins. Let's see who wins this one. Wow, six people got this one right. Interesting. Interesting. So let's see who they are anyway. Wow. One day you can even see there's this fire thing by the side of your name. We are proud of you and they are doing us great. Oh, Zachariah, what's happening? You have a competitor today. This is interesting. Mr. A. Lau and Ayobami, welcome into the club. Let's see who wins and finishes this off. Now we are going to be going to the last question for the day. Oh, Nobu, you got a slow network. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But anyway, one day is doing us proud. Also, as normal, as we expect, Zachariah is also doing us proud. Congrats to her. And then we have Mr. A also vying for the third position. So let's see who wins this board for the day. And on to the last question for today. What does principal in the S3 bucket policy statement mean? What does principal in the S3 bucket policy statement mean? What does principal mean in that policy statement? What does the principal mean in that policy statement? Who is going to take this golden medal home today? Who is going to take this golden medal home today? I'm so interested in who is going to win this. I'm so interested in who is going to win this. 20 seconds to go. Six answers in. Who is going to win this? Oh, Yewande, you missed this one. What happened? Yewande, you had to go where? Where exactly did you have to go? Oh, no. It looks like Zachariah is going to be winning this all over again. All right. The answer is D. It specifies whom the statement covers. All right. Well, let's see who won this. I think only two people got the answer right. Ah, so Zachariah said I did not even get to choose my answer, and I see it loading. Wow. Okay. Let's find out who wins this anyway. The podium is set. And number three, Noble. Noble, congratulations to you. One day second. Wow. And the first. Oh, Zachariah did it again. She's done it again. Oh, she's done it again. Nice, nice, nice. Zachariah, I know you always represent us well. I mean, you're an ambassador for this group. So I want to say congratulations to you once more. Zachariah, you are always doing us proud. And of course, to Yewande, who put up a good fight with Zachariah, and to Nobu, although he had some network issues, but well, he took the third place. So winners for the day, I believe that you know what to do, right? So send in your names, your real names, guys. We want your real names. We want to also see your LinkedIn profile IDs, right? We want to see your LinkedIn profile IDs. Also, if you're on Twitter, please share us your Twitter handles. So, like I said, your real names. I don't want to see Fozia there. I want to see Fozia's real name, right? Okay. So I also want to see your LinkedIn profile link. Share us the link, your link for your profile on LinkedIn. Also, if you're on Twitter, please share us your handle on Twitter. And if possible, attach your nickname. very, very important. And you are to send these details to the email which I have just displayed on your screen, AWS CloudSec West Africa at gmail.com. And sure, we'll be looking forward to receiving you guys. So at this point, I would really want to say, I mean, thank you guys for taking your time to participate in this session for today. Of course, I have very regular followers who I am very, very proud of. I mean, I'm very proud of them because they have been consistent. And today I just want to thank people like Zachariah for always participating in our programs. I want to thank people like Yewande for giving Zachariah a good fight. Nobu, yes, I see you. Ojo Williams, I know you stepped in, but later you left, but no issues. I mean, I'm really happy that you guys were following along. It's always an opportunity to get to meet you guys. And I'm hoping one day, probably during our meetup, we'll probably get to see each other one on one, and I'll get to know who Zachariah is, or probably who Ojo Williams is, or who Yewande is. But nonetheless, at this time, I would like to encourage you, if you are not following our LinkedIn page, please go ahead and ensure you follow our LinkedIn page, and ensure you follow our meetup pages. If you're not on WhatsApp, I mean, you could ask us to add you if you like to join the WhatsApp group. I mean, we are always here, we are always here, we're always here. All right, at this point in time, I want to say thank you guys. It's been an interesting day. Thank you to our winners. Thank you to all of you who participated during this session. It was a pleasure hosting you for the day. And my name is none other than Promise Uche Unwachuku. Of course, you can check me out on LinkedIn. You can check me out on Twitter at promise_Uche. And well, I'm always here to lend a hand. And also, I'm here to learn as well. All right. So I'd like to say thank you very much to the sponsors of this program. I also want to say thank you very much to Imo, who has been consistently helping us share knowledge across board, right? I want to say thank you to Imo. Thank you to also all the leaders of the team. You guys are doing excellently well, right? And I hope to see you all one day, one on one. We exchange contacts, business ideas, networks, and all of that. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure hosting you today. Bye.